Hello, I'm ToycatA, and this is a blacksmith. It's the most famous and recognizable build in any village because it does contain a chest which can contain items as rare as diamonds or obsidian. This is what the blacksmith looks like when it generates in a taiga biome. It's an entirely different appearance, but it does still have access to the same blacksmith chest, which can have access to the same loot, and sometimes even more, but this is the most likely place you'll find blacksmiths because of their small size. So imagine finding two blacksmiths in the same village, or imagine, as we found earlier when we previously hunted for the most of these, 7 blacksmiths in a single village. We were sure at the time this would be the most that was ever found, but let's just say today's seed proves that a bit wrong. So without further ado, hello, I'm ToycatA, welcome back to Seed Sunday. This is an incredible seed that was found by Kirby, and let me show you today what happens if you type in with this as the world seed, because boy is it at a little bit of a fun time. I mean, you spawn in a taiga biome next to a river. It's kind of a depressing spawn if you don't like spruce logs, but if you don't think that's as notable as finding 8 blacksmiths, then you're going to want to head to the east, or you can follow this river if you want an easily navigable path, but you want to go this direction if you want to get there the fastest, because just a few short 100 blocks away from spawn, across this giant taiga and all the foxes that will come with it, you're going to find yourself, guess what, it's a ravine. Wow, a lava-filled ravine too. No, the cool thing is the village that is chilling next to this ravine, and it's not just any village because it is an 8 blacksmith village. It's really easy to say that a village has 8 blacksmiths though, but it's much harder to prove it because a lot of people double count, and to prove that we're not double counting, to prove there really is 8, I'm going to place a lantern every single time we count one, and by the end we'll have gone to 8 separate ones in this same village. So here is blacksmith number 1, as you can see at these coordinates. You can also check coordinates if you want to be extra sure. Just up here is blacksmith number 2. Just to clarify, they all do have the chest if you want to look inside. It randomly generates every time you load up the world, so just because I got, for instance, in this one right here, 2 gold and an iron chest plate, or a piece of bread. I guess you can make a reverse gold ingot sandwich here, but just because I got that, it doesn't mean you're going to. So yeah, as you can see, this is 2 blacksmiths with 2 lanterns in front of them, so we can't count those anymore. Then we head along here and we find ourselves a 3rd blacksmith. Wow, that is really cool. Also, because of the number of blacksmith buildings, each with 2 grindstones, you're going to find a lot of these weaponsmiths around the place. Just be warned, if that's your favorite thing, you're going to find a lot of it. If it's not your favorite thing, then bad news. Then over here, we've got the 4th blacksmith, and what's next to that? The 5th blacksmith. This would already be incredible. This is already, the top 1% of seeds as far as what you can find, but then it gets just a little bit better, because if we head down here, down to a different set of coordinates, I'd like to clarify, here is blacksmith number 6, then here is blacksmith number 7, and then you might recognize it from the intro, because here is blacksmith number 8. 8 separate lanterns, 8 separate blacksmiths, all within the same village, just in case you want to see the size of this village. It actually doesn't look that impressive from above. I mean, it's it's a large village, but it's not especially large. It just so happens that off these 19 buildings, 8 of them happen to be blacksmiths. Again, something that is much harder to do in any other biome because of the size of the blacksmiths, but the relative lack of size is what makes this possible, and boy is it incredible. So yeah, I wanted to show you this seed because it has 8 blacksmiths, which is an incredible start to any game. I mean, again, any single one of these chests can already give you such a boost up. If we just go into a random one, this one for instance, we find ourselves a chest plate, a iron pickaxe, some saplings, yay, so great, but more importantly, some food as well. Food, an iron pickaxe, and some armor is a great head start, but then having access to literally 8 of these means you're almost guaranteed to be able to go to the nether with the obsidian you find. You're almost guaranteed to get a nice leg up with your sword, your pickaxe, and your, crafting buckets or whatever else you want, game. So that's always incredible too. And then also, this is a pretty nice place to start a life. I mean, you can see how it's on the very edge of the water right here. So if you chop down the trees, you'll have a really nice peninsula to live on. Also, just in case you are the guy who really wants weaponsmiths, which is a great way to get enchanted diamond swords, then you're going to have so many of them naturally spawning in this village. It's going to be a great source of that, but it's not the only interesting thing about this seed. Obviously, it's the key and most interesting part, and it's the part that makes the title of this video, because, hey, did you know my job on YouTube is to find things that are particularly interesting and make people click the videos because of how YouTube incentivizes CTR. Wow, now you know the inside the scenes. But I also love showing off seeds, so I'm going to show you the rest of this, even though we could stop right here, because this is an interesting seed. Otherwise, if we just head to the, this direction from that village, what you'll find very interesting is there is another village, which just by pure chance has 2 blacksmiths as well. So this is actually, again, it's not 8 blacksmiths. I'll admit, 2 is less than 8. Wait, can we do the maths on screen? Can we confirm that 2 is less than 8? Okay, 2 is less than 8. That is huge information, but still, having a 9th and a 10th blacksmith not too far away, giving you even more stuff, including rare items like horse armor, can be really nice. And also, this village is a really interesting one because of how it generates into the mountains. I mean, obviously, once you get some goats and some snowier snow going on, you're going to want to have this even more. And also, this means this seed will generate super interesting after we see mountains change, because extreme hills will be turning into mountains, which means we might see this generate even higher up in the future. Kind of cool, right? Also kind of cool is the extreme hill that generates here now. Again, this is subject to change before 1.17, but look at this mountain already. Imagine this with the sprucing up of a 1.17 update. Also, could have made that joke better, huh? Look at it with the sprucing up of a 1.17 update. Yeah, that would be so much better. Also, wow, look over here. You can see there is a ruin portal. It's the least formed ruin portal I've seen in a very long time. Usually the smaller portals are pretty much entirely done. This one just gives you a lot of crying obsidian, which is nice, I guess. And then you get a chest with some iron nuggets. Realistically, you've got enough obsidian from the blacksmiths to not need this, but still, it's a great view, and it's a nice addition to an extreme hill biome. I love a nice, diverse Minecraft spawn, and having access to that taiga, having a nice plains biome for killing animals and stuff, and having the extreme hills with the ruin portal is already nice enough. But then you discover that from this little spruce peninsula, which already has some nice variety here, you're just a boat journey away from some very interesting Minecraft terrain. So again, usually I don't recommend like, hey, you just gotta travel a few thousand blocks, but something incredible that I did find from Kirby, the person who made the seed, is that if you just head 1,000 blocks in this direction, and I know 1,000 blocks is a lot, you're going to pass some survival islands along the way, you're going to pass some, lots of ocean terrain on the way, lots of weird things, including ocean monuments as you go. Wow, what's that? Is there one of those right there? You're even going to pass by a mushroom island if you head in the right direction, which is always a nice, pleasant benefit. I mean, Guardians, ocean monuments. Can you name a less iconic duo? I won't wait for that one, actually. Also, wow, look at this. It's a mushroom island with a ruined portal just tearing it apart. Beautiful. Or the opposite of beautiful. Kind of your choice which that is. But yeah, you can see how caves were clearly trying to generate here, and they've kind of torn it apart. You know, if only there was some form of update to caves that would make this better. Oh, right. Oh, that's right. That actually happened. People thought I was crazy, but now it's happening. But yeah, let's head to where I actually wanted to show you. Because at these coordinates, the 1,000 block boat right away, you're going to find yourself a nice snowy plains. I mean, snowy plains biomes are one I've always appreciated. Maybe I'm alone in that one. But this is a snowy plains with 3 particularly interesting features. One is a village which peeks out from it and kind of gives you this weird, seemingly even more abandoned village. Because as you can see, it goes right out into the ocean. So yeah, have you ever seen an ocean village before with the sun setting below it? I have not, and now I have. But then even cooler than that is there is a full village kind of going through the trees. It shouldn't be here, but yet it is anyway. How interesting. And then if we look over here, there is a Pillager Outpost. Wow, even more interesting. It's covered in snow. How wacky. And then there's a third thing, which is another ruin portal. This seed is very good for ruin portals, which I'll be honest, like they're the structure you don't generally want the most of, but still, kind of cool to find in my opinion. 3 pretty unique structures, all in a snowy biome, kind of near that mushroom biome, so you get even more diverse terrain if you're willing to go across an ocean, which in reality means going to the Nether. So what is the Nether experience like? Well, since this village provides you with everything you need but the flint and steel to go to the Nether, I figured let's show you what the experience is like right from here. Let's light it up and let's see what that first peek into the Nether is like. The answer is actually very good for an early game player. If you are going into the Nether before you've got a substantial source of food, this is where you can find yourself lots of hoglins, which is lots of food. It's a huge crimson forest, as you can see, which means you might have to watch out for some piglins in there too. But it connects straight onto a warp forest, giving you access to both of the best biomes as far as the Nether goes. This is one of the greatest Nethers if all you want from the Nether is just the 2 types of wood, and then maybe to bring back some mushrooms to make trees from when you get back. This is a really, really great spawn on those behalfs. However, if you want to go to a Nether fortress, it's a bit more of a trek. You have to go a solid 300 plus blocks away from spawn. You're gonna have to actually go much further or tunnel through rock if you want to get there, because there is terrain in the way. So just keep that in mind if you do want to play this seed. Getting in, if you want to race through to the end, the Nether, etc., get your elytra going fast, because that's what you care about most in Minecraft, then this is useful for that. So, yeah, not too bad. but not perfect, right? Otherwise, though, this seed proves the age-old point that I like to show up with Seed Sunday, and that's that anything that can happen will eventually happen in a Minecraft seed, because there is no limit to the number of blacksmiths that can generate in a Minecraft village. Apparently, 8 is entirely possible. To show that it is 8, I'm going to light them on fire, and you can tell that there is, just for the... Every now and then there's someone who's a skeptic who's like, oh, even though you showed the proof, ToycatA, I still don't believe you. Probably editing magic. So just to show you, I'll light each of the 8 blacksmiths on fire, and because it's a nice flame, it's gonna spread pretty nicely, and then you'll really understand that, like, oh yeah, I didn't unlight those in this one uncut clip right here. So yeah, let's just light these all on fire. This is the 5th one right here. Wow, 5 buildings are burning down right now, but it could get better. It could get much better, because it turns out there's going to be a 6th building burning down, and then what's that? A 7th and an 8th. It's crazy, because back in the Minecraft console days, we used to dream about finding a seed that had even 5, and it just turned out that all we needed was the Village and Pillage update to make it so that 8, and maybe even beyond that, is possible. I mean, it's possible there is a 9 blacksmith seed out there. It just hasn't been found by anyone, but I am very curious to find it, and if you ever do, please let me know as soon as you can at toycatassistant@gmail.com. If you have any seed recommendations you'd like me to check out, that's the best place to send it, because I love checking out interesting Minecraft seeds, and if you want to help, that's the best way to do so. Thank you for watching this video. I hope you all enjoyed, because I'll see you all in the next one. Unless this is your last video, in which case, I hope you don't have a house fire before I next see you, because then you'll be dead, and that would be sad. Yeah, sure would be a shame if you had a house fire. You know, rather than telling you to subscribe to the video, rather than, being like, oh, it's so great for you, maybe I just make implicit threats that, like, sure would be a shame if you didn't hit that bell, right? Would be terrible. Imagine what could happen to your Minecraft house if you don't smash that bell, as YouTubers love to say. Yeah, would be terrible. Let's hope that doesn't happen to you, huh? Let's hope you smash the bell so it doesn't. Okay, there we go.